Hello gamers and welcome back to some preview gameplay of EU4 with the new Emperor DLC and changes to the map and everything, free content updates. I did get the preview access because I'm going to write a bit about the DLC in a German games magazine, for which I've also reviewed Europa Universalis 4. I didn't do the initial test, but I did like an update test at the stage of Mare Nostrum. A wave network has been discovered while building a spy network. They suck. Yeah, the spy network helps with sieges and so on. Oh, are they actually suffering from attrition down here? They are. So we need to split that. I didn't pay attention to it. Let's remove some guys. So what we could actually do, we could make, because 20 is our combat width, so we could do like 2 armies, each with 10 units. Yeah, so... And the review score was basically a 8.5, I think. Or was it even a 9? I think it was 8.5 out of 10. Good. Now, I want to take a look at the diplomatic situation. They really don't like us. They have a truce with the Ottomans, a truce with us, and a truce with Brandenburg. They're allied with Bosnia and Austria. Okay, that's really bad, obviously. We're not going to fight them anytime soon, so we possibly have to turn our eye on Poland. We might actually find a nice ally in the Teutonic Order. Total amount of ships, but they only have like 12,000 soldiers. Poland, well, Poland has 15,000, so I think they are actually a viable ally. But on the other hand, Venice might be even better. I couldn't go for an alliance with them, though. They have too many diplomatic relations and our navy is too shitty. We don't have the same religion. Obviously, that's going to be a big problem. They wouldn't want an alliance with us either, because we are allied to their rival Saxony. Now, what about Brandenburg? They really hate us. Denmark is not our friend either. They are being besieged here. Can you see that? By rebels, I assume. Let's take a look. Yeah. So who could be a decent ally? Possibly even the Ottoman Empire, actually. Could be a natural ally. Croatia is a junior partner. Bosnia is allied with them as well. Yeah, the UK is losing out here, or well, England is. Okay, let's speed things up. We gained 1.14, which is obviously not enough. Let's take a look at the production interface. The macro builder. Mercenaries. Army templates. Change culture. Buildings. We don't have any buildings whatsoever, apart from the fortress. Development. And I think there was something like key values if you have like 10 or 20 or so. I think you did get a bonus. Total cost 52. The costs vary because of the type of territory. So this one say 8. So cost for improving is a base of 50 power. And that would cost us administrative, diplomatic or military points. 6, 8, 5, 7. I'm just looking if there's something where I can confirm my theory that 10 helps out quite a bit. Development. This would obviously increase our tax income quite a bit. Forgotten, is there like a province overview? Like a list of all my provinces? Let's go back to the production interface. Conversion successful, very good. Let's go for the next one. Let's go for Solorek. Now, where's farmlands? Highlands. Yeah, let's go for that. It's going to be quite costly, but quite fast as well. It gives us lots of religious unity. Here we go. 23 months. Provincial unrest in Buriace. That's obviously because we are converting them apparently. They don't like that. Is that the case? They don't like being converted? Yes, active missionary. And now let's see how much the impact of the army is. .4. Not that great, but still better than nothing. Could they support the entire army? Not quite. Gigi has fallen ill and cannot handle all aspects of ruling Bohemia for the time being. How shall we handle this? More power. Oh man! More power to the nobility. The nobility estate gains 10 loyalty. Or decentralize. Gives them autonomy. Now, is the autonomy changing in any way at the moment? It's reduced by 0.125. So I can actually afford that. Because I'm at peace. And that's only until 1458. Let's do that. I think, let's take a look at the estates. Now, the nobility is quite large. The clergy is not that great. The bourgeois is obviously quite insignificant still. It'll drift towards 40%. This one will drift 48%. Noble consort, legitimacy, nobility, land ownership, army tradition is increased, and prestige. And they would give us prestige and points from mercantilism. Let's give the power to the nobility, I think. But reduce tax. 10% would be like 0.5. That's quite a bit. Let's go to give it to the provinces. And they are at 50%. Increases trade efficiency. Still. Okay. Maybe we can manage to get our first tech upgrades. In this episode, 1449, yeah. One point 1.01. It's a shame we can't enter an alliance with anyone else that's kind of usable. The new techniques in our production are rumored to be flawed, and several leading nobles argue that we should discard them and go back to the old and tried methods instead. Let's actually lose prestige. It'll go up, and it'll just... lots of negative impacts, but on a very, very minor scale at this point of the game. A royal marriage offer from Glogo, let's go for it. What's our relation? Oh, it's not very good still. Okay, they've stopped trying to improve relations. Let's recall the diplomat. Yeah, there's no way we're going to go for an alliance here. Who's not friends with Poland? Who else? Ottomans. Lithuania, possibly. Oh, personal union. So what about the Ottoman Empire? Let's actually go for them. As soon as the diplomat is back. And let's see where that takes us. Let's also again take a quick look at the mission tree. It feels very odd to not having been on war yet. Passau is a vassal. I mean, this all means like major wars. Bayreuth. Junior partner of Ansbach. I mean, could I maybe try to declare on them? But war within the empire is always a bit tricky. So they are the junior partner of Ansbach. Ansbach would be where? There. And they're allied with Salzburg and Württemberg. I think I could take them on, potentially, right? Is there a chance to... Can be improved by 81 more. This is taking like ages. It was much faster with Venice. But 77 more means we can potentially annex them in 1454, and I think that's maybe a good aim. And we can invest in technology. Let's pause. The burghers of several prominent cities are accusing the clergy of being greedy and indolent. The pious commoners are now withholding the tithe. In a protest against a particularly bad example of misuse of the authority of the clergy, pious burghers are now objecting to paying tithes to the clergy, as they consider the clergy unfit to receive them. The clergy are furious and demand that we fine the obstinate burghers. Then we must force them to pay. That would give us ducats, which is a good thing. They would lose loyalty, but we had just increased it a little bit. The clergy would gain influence until, well, that's quite a long time, 15 years. The burghers would lose influence. Or we could go for a mild reprimand. The clergy loses loyalty and influence. And the loyalty would go below 30%, which I think is not that great. This one gives us basically religious unity. They would lose some influence. Land share 2.5%, 10%. Let's go for, we must force them to pay. I also need the coins, to be honest. And here we still have 30% loyalty. Because we gave them loyalty. Add privileges. Clergy land rights. Oh, clergy loyalty will change by -5% if we go for a religious state. And we will lose crown land. I don't like that. Administrative advisor cost is reduced. Stability cost increased. Not that great. I think this has been reworked a lot since Rights of Men as well. There were different options here. And you needed to give the clergy land. It was not an abstract number. It was quite some micromanagement, which I actually enjoyed, because depending on which estate you had in a territory or in a province here, they would give different benefits. So like it would be good for conversion or less unrest and so on. Truce with Hungary has ended. So let's better hide over here and see how many troops they have. 15,000. But they are very close to Austria, which is obviously really bad for us. Was bound to happen, I guess. Austro-Hungarian Empire. Let's take a look at the technology though. We can go for temples and increase over time -0.3%. Increase of what? Development efficiency at level 17, level 8, level 3. We have already. So level 5 is basically the key level. This gives us a production bonus and we reduce yearly corruption, which is good. We can build temples now. Let's, this is almost converted, so they won't rebel, which is good. Casus Belli, we've gained the humiliate Casus Belli. Since the 14th century, the wealthy and powerful in the Italian city-states have been patronizing artists. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, we need to go for Renaissance now, otherwise we get penalties here. But I've actually forgotten how we can push that. Renaissance is not growing at all. And you need to look at how you can actually try to get those things into your territory. Well, it's going to spread. So after the first round of technology upgrades, I want to actually spy network reduce, marketplace and yearly corruption reduction, trade efficiency, and trade range increased. Here we go. We can now build the marketplace. Local trade power increased by 50%. Conversion successful, which is good. I won't do anything immediately because I just... Okay, here, that's not our territory yet. Let's not include subjects. Oh, that's a nice overview here. In Prague, that would actually be quite helpful. Improvement value. It's also a market town. And religious center. Goods produced. I think it might be worthwhile building a market here. With quite a few building spots. And what else would we want here? Manufactory. I think textile manufactory, that would be quite helpful. And then the goods, I think that's something we should do. Temple is for local tax modifier. How much tax income do we have here? Where is it? I am not able to find the tax income. Tax 0.79. So 40% increase is not that great. Let's go for the marketplace and increase the local trade power by quite a bit. And next, oh, excellent year. You can never have enough manpower, but we are basically above the maximum now. So this is converted. This is hilly, and they are still Catholic. I think that's our next target. It's quite costly, but we'll do it. And in this episode, I'd still like to see... Oh, we have something unlocked. That's maybe why this color has changed. We could go for autocracy. Unjustified demands. Feudal nobility gives us income from vassals plus 25%. Which is obviously a good thing because we've got 2 vassals here. Well, it's all on a small scale, but it's the tiny little numbers that matter. In particular in difficult achievement runs, which this is not, obviously. Thuringia has announced Goslar as the new rival. Could that be a target for us? It's too far away, I think, and they like us. They don't like us. Are they now separated? Bohemia, Brunswick and Goslar? I think they used to be allies, but are not any longer. We could go for some cohort actions here. And we need a spy network for that. Do they have any good allies? They have Würzburg and Württemberg. So Würzburg has 4,000 men. They have 3,000. Yeah, we just need to grow, right? So I think I'll recall the guy from Turkey, well, the Ottoman Empire. We're not going to be able to make an alliance anyway. Can we improve by 20 more? Let's stop that. Let's pause because there are lots of people who want something. Military request from Flanders. They're at war with Hungary. Interesting. But why? Because of Austria, I guess. And the succession in Burgundy. Now, what I'd like to see is Oh, maybe that's our chance as well to actually attack Hungary. Because Austria might not help them. Flanders is requesting access. Okay, I think we should give them access. But I want to see diplomatic relations. 3 out of 4. Let's accept. And if we grant them access, it's not considered as a thing. Okay, let's accept that as well. And as soon as our spy gets back, we are actually going to start building up a spy network in Hungary. Aspect of faith can be selected. Oh, that's cool. Church power is 101. I guess that we are the only Hussite Faith country, so we can always be defender of faith, I guess. As soon as we've got the means, obviously. Select the aspect of faith. Interesting. That's obviously all new, so let's go through everything. Clerical power. Poverty. Stability cost modifier reduced. Clergy influence reduced. I like that. Bread and wine. Tolerance of the true faith is increased. Goods produced modifier is also increased. Sola Scriptura. War score cost versus other religions is reduced, which could be quite good, because who else is Hussite, right? No one. Edomite services. The Edomites sect. Culture conversion cost reduction is obviously great. Improved relations helps, but stability hit to declare war is +1, which is not so good. Punishment of sins. Yearly corruption reduction and nobility influence reduction. Regular defenestrations. Harsh treatment cost reduced. I don't really like harsh treatment. Taborite resurgence. National manpower modifier. +20% good at a later stage. Orphan hitmans. Shock damage received is reduced. That could be quite good. Freedom to preach. Tolerance of heretics and religious unity +1 and religious unity +10%. That's obviously also quite good in the newly conquered territories. But let's go for this one. The Bible, the Word of God, delivered unto man, is the sole authority for Christian doctrine. All religious practices that cannot be supported by biblical reference are to be denounced as heresy. Here we go. Because I think everyone else will be another religion. We can select 3 in total. When can we select the next? Okay, we need 100 church power again. And when can we get our military technology? That's just in a bit. It's quite good. Land morale +0.5. Military tactics increased. What's our flanking value? If we have anything like that, I'm not sure anymore. Combat width is possibly including flanking units, right? So it's maybe the army composition best with 4 cavalry? Or 2? Well, they will merge anyway. Money-wise, we need to build up some more money. Because then obviously we will also need a general. But as a general, we could use, if that's still a thing, our leader. Because he doesn't cost maintenance. He will get between 3 and 9 pips as base. And the general will cost us 50. Okay, now we can go for the Pike Square technology. And that's a good moment to end this episode. Great advisor has died. And I actually, before going to war, I want to try to annex them. Or after the war, maybe. It will be interesting to see if they would go on war with us. The Austrians, if we were to declare on them. I think having 7k troops from them might actually be better than us just, you know, incorporating them. They've got 25k troops, we can't take them on. We could take them on for sure. But we will see how it goes on in the next episode of this preview gameplay, let's play basically. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.